Thank you. Hi, good evening. So delightful to be here with you all. So the very first thing I want to say is about this time 3 years ago, I stood in a similar environment to this and I did my first head over heels CEO presentation. And I have to say that the women who presented, so Gemma, Julie and Beck, rockstars, so much better than what I was. So much better. I would have been very nervous. I wouldn't have been able to talk about what my product did or who my clients were. We certainly didn't have any revenue and I would have been just a terrible presenter. But since then, during this last 3 years, we have managed to achieve some things. And what I wanted to do as one of the graduating CEOs is just talk to you a little bit about the Flamingo journey and what we've been able to do, largely supported by the women's networks such as Head Over Heels, Springboard, even EY, Commonwealth Bank Women in Focus, and the women's networks have been an incredibly important way that we've gone on to have the success we've had. So what is it that we do? Let me quickly tell you, and then I'm going to show you a short video which is a much easier way to learn about the bots that we have, or the virtual assistants. So very quickly, using my Springboard trained way of presenting, the problem that we set out to solve was low online sales conversion rates for large financial services companies. And we've done this through inventing the world's first cognitive virtual assistants that sell financial services products on behalf of large enterprises. So our two virtual assistants, one is called Rosie. We regard Rosie as the closer. Rosie is able to guide customers through their full research, quotation, application, account setup and payment for a financial services company. And so Rosie is really good at sales. And Maggie, who is Rosie's sister, we call Rosie Maggie the Hustler. So Maggie sits on a website and Maggie's able to answer customers' questions and then guide them to whatever part of the website or a journey that they might want to undertake. So our clients I will talk about in a minute, but let's have a look at how we describe the business. Flamingo is an Australian-born, US-based software as a service company that provides an intelligent guided selling platform for financial services firms. Banks, insurance companies, investment companies use our platform to overcome the problem of low online sales conversion rates. And this is because for customers, buying financial services products online is a complex thing to do. So what we've done is fused web chat, web forms, and artificial intelligence to create a platform that automatically guides customers through their purchasing decisions. This is called conversational commerce, and it's a new way of doing business on the internet. The platform has been developed for businesses looking for technology to help them improve online conversions and have more meaningful conversations with customers so that they can personalize their online experience. Using artificial intelligence software developed by Flamingo, the platform learns how customers interact and is able to automate these, we call them journeys, through sales, onboarding and retention processes. The platform has a data science capability, providing clients with valuable analytics and insights into customer behaviour. The Flamingo platform also delivers valuable insights which facilitates product development. So for our clients, it means higher sales conversion rates and higher customer retention. And for customers, this means no more boring, static, frustrating, tedious online web forms to complete. Great. So that's a little bit about what we do and who we're doing it with. I wanted to talk about. So we target the North American market is our primary market. So we have about 30 staff based in Sydney, and now by January we'll have 8 in the team in New York. And our clients are US-based Fortune 100 financial services companies. More recently, we've returned to Australia and we're now doing business here with large brands such as AMP. So in our choice of being with financial services companies, such as these that we've put on this slide, we know that as an early stage company, it's very important for we the entrepreneurs to focus on a narrow vertical and just to own that vertical. So we can quite confidently say now on a global basis, Flamingo is the #1 provider of virtual assistants for insurtech, for insurance. But it doesn't mean that's all we do. We're about to do a banking product. We've been approached recently by a large telco player. So the platform is built to be applicable to any type of vertical, but we have purposely gone very narrow very quickly in order to own that space, which is my one of the things I will share with some of my women entrepreneurs. Very important to be narrow to start with. So, quick milestones that we've achieved. So one of the really important things is that we thought about and considered ourselves global from day one. So mid-2014, we launched in Australia, National Australia Bank, our foundation client. On the back of that, we realised that the Australian market just wasn't going to move quick enough for we as an early stage company. So I convinced the board to give me about $20,000. I went to the US, probably with 2 of my kids in tow, and pitched to a number of US large companies, of which Nationwide was the first. Looked at our platform for 15 minutes, said, great, come on over, and we decided we would flip the business up to become a US company in early 2015. So we then spent 2015, early 2016 building our client base in the US, and I would spend half my time here, half my time there. Many of you who are my Facebook friends know that that was seat 44A outside the toilets. With a startup budget, it was only ever economy travel. And I have done now 57 flights to the US in the last 2.5 years. Outside the toilets. So we focus on US, and then interestingly enough, we started to talk to our competitors in the US who said they were having trouble entering the Asian market and entering Australia. So it occurred to me then, if these big end of town can't make it into the Asian market, and we're Australian, we know Asia very well, why don't I bring the business back to Australia and then see if we can start to make inroads into Asia, which is exactly what we did. So in 2016, November, so just almost a year anniversary, I decided to bring the business back to Australia and head office it and domicile it out of here. And the way I decided to do that, along with my chair, another woman, Cathy Reid, was to list it on the Australian Stock Exchange. So we listed last November, being the second only woman chair, woman CEO ever to list on the Australian Stock Exchange, which we're very proud of. Thank you. And now we're starting to build business through Australia and into Asia. So tomorrow I head to Hong Kong for the next week. I'll be back for a week, and then I'll be back to New York for 2 weeks. So the really thing that we're very proud of is in the last 2.5 years. So when I presented to Head Over Heels middle of 2014, we wouldn't have raised any money. We've now raised $16 million, and the current market cap of the company sits at around $72 million, which we're also very proud of. Great results so far, so we're really proving that we can at least double the conversion rates of traditional online digital channels. So consider these virtual assistants as sort of a new digital channel, much more effective in giving good customer experience and helping convert. And then finally, my asks, I'm much more about actually now at this stage being wanting to give back to this community than necessarily ask. But again, as women entrepreneurs are well trained through Head Over Heels and Springboard, I know always to ask. And our ask is we're looking to hire a Chief Operations Officer at the moment. We're seeking 2 new board members, one with capital market experience, one with global SaaS technology experience, and I'm always interested to speak to C-level executives in financial services companies. And by way of what I would like to give back is we're now very experienced in how we build a global business from day one as an Australian woman-led business. So to share our lessons on that. Raising capital, we've done pretty well, $16 million in the last 2 years, and also an alternate investment path than VC or angel-backed investment is actually to list on the ASX. We've been very successful there. So that's my story, and I thank you for letting me share it.